Cybersecurity and hacking have become prominent topics in today's digital age. With the increasing reliance on technology, the protection of sensitive information has become vital. On one side of the debate, proponents argue that cybersecurity is necessary to safeguard individuals, organizations, and national security. While on the other side, critics raise concerns about the potential misuse of cybersecurity measures and argue for the freedom of information and privacy. This debate explores the key arguments from both perspectives. Proponents of cybersecurity emphasize the need for protection against hacking and cyber threats. They argue that hackers can disrupt crucial systems, compromise personal information, and even pose a threat to national security. By implementing strong cybersecurity measures such as firewalls, encryption, and regular updates, individuals and organizations can defend against malicious attacks. Additionally, supporters contend that cybersecurity helps maintain the stability of financial systems, secures critical infrastructure, and protects intellectual property. Critics, however, argue that excessive cybersecurity measures can infringe upon individual privacy and limit access to information. They contend that governments and corporations can exploit cybersecurity protocols to monitor and control citizens, collect personal data, and suppress dissent. The controversy surrounding whistleblowers like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange highlights the tension between national security and the right to privacy. Critics also express concerns about the potential for state-sponsored hacking that undermines cybersecurity efforts and promotes cyber warfare. Another point raised by proponents is that cybersecurity is crucial for economic stability. Cyber attacks can cause significant financial losses to businesses, disrupt supply chains, and compromise consumer trust. The rise of e-commerce and digital transactions further emphasizes the need for secure online platforms. By implementing effective cybersecurity measures, companies can safeguard their customers' financial information, protect their brand reputation, and ensure the integrity of online transactions. Supporters argue that cybersecurity is an essential component for the growth and sustainability of the digital economy. Critics, however, contend that an excessive focus on cybersecurity leads to a false sense of security. They argue that no system is entirely impenetrable, and hackers will always find new vulnerabilities to exploit. Critics point out that instead of solely relying on cybersecurity measures, equal emphasis should be placed on addressing the root causes of hacking, such as socioeconomic inequalities, lack of educational opportunities, and limited job prospects. They propose a holistic approach that combines cybersecurity with proactive measures to tackle the underlying issues that drive individuals towards hacking. Both sides of the debate agree on the importance of protecting critical infrastructure, such as power grids, communication networks, and transportation systems. Proponents argue that without robust cybersecurity measures, these systems are vulnerable to disruption, which can have severe consequences for public safety and national security. Critics acknowledge the need to protect critical infrastructure, but stress the need for transparency and accountability in implementing cybersecurity measures. They argue that systems must be designed with built-in safeguards to prevent misuse of power and to ensure the protection of individual rights. In conclusion, the debate surrounding cybersecurity and hacking involves complex considerations of national security, individual privacy, economic stability, and are applicatives coming infrastructure systems after TVS. Proponents advocate for strong cybersecurity measures to protect against cyber threats, maintain stability, and safeguard critical infrastructure. Critics raise concerns about potential privacy infringements, limited access to information, and the underlying socio-economic factors driving hacking. Achieving a balance between cybersecurity and individual rights remains a challenge in the digital age, requiring ongoing dialogue, legislation, and technological advancements.